You know exactly what you need to do, but you just can't get yourself to do it. Hours pass, days slip away, and that task stays untouched. But what if I told you the problem isn't your motivation, it's your mindset? In a few minutes, I'll show you a simple shift that forces you into action even when you don't feel like it. Because if you don't change this now, you'll keep watching your potential slip through your fingers. 1. The power of taking action. There exists a fundamental misunderstanding about success. A belief that one must first be inspired to act. This is a fatal misconception. Success is not reserved for those who wait for motivation. Rather, it belongs to those who cultivate the discipline to act, regardless of their emotional state. The truth is simple. Motivation follows movement. It is not the cause of action, but the effect. Many believe they must feel ready before they embark on their journey toward success. They wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or a surge of inspiration that may never arrive. This hesitation is the primary reason so many fail to achieve their goals. The successful, however, operate differently. They understand that action precedes clarity. By taking the first step, they uncover the path forward. Each action reveals new opportunities and insights that were previously hidden in the fog of inaction. A young man once sought financial success, but found himself trapped by hesitation. He studied, prepared, and strategized, yet his plans remained unexecuted. He waited for inspiration to strike, believing that only then would he possess the confidence to proceed. But the truth is, confidence is built through action. It is not a prerequisite, but a result. One cannot think their way into success. They must act their way into it. History is replete with examples of men who acted boldly despite uncertainty. Thomas Edison did not wait for inspiration to perfect the electric light bulb. He experimented relentlessly, allowing each failure to bring him closer to success. Henry Ford did not hesitate until the automobile industry proved profitable. He acted with conviction and reshaped the world. The defining trait of these men was not their ability to summon motivation, but their willingness to act in its absence. When a man acts, he engages with reality in a way that thought alone never allows. He sees what works, what does not, and what must be adjusted. Each step taken eliminates doubt and replaces it with knowledge. In contrast, the man who waits for motivation remains stagnant, ensnared in the web of overthinking and self-doubt. The biggest challenge is always the first step, the initial resistance. Whether in business, personal development, or any endeavor, feels insurmountable. But the moment one pushes past it, the force of momentum takes over. The mind rewards movement with clarity and conviction. What once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. A salesman who hesitates before making his first call finds himself paralyzed by fear. But if he forces himself to dial the number, something remarkable happens. The fear diminishes, his confidence grows, and with each subsequent call, the process becomes easier. He did not wait for motivation, he acted, and motivation followed. The principle applies universally. The entrepreneur who launches his venture without complete certainty, the writer who begins before inspiration strikes, the speaker who takes the stage despite nerves, all succeed not because they felt ready, but because they refused to let inaction dictate their fate. The path to success is not illuminated by motivation, it is carved by disciplined action. The man who masters this truth understands that waiting is the enemy of progress. He acts whether he feels like it or not, knowing that motivation will always catch up to those already moving. 2, overcoming fear and doubt. Fear is the enemy of progress. It stands like a shadow at the threshold of every great endeavor, whispering doubts into our ears. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? It murmurs, planting seeds of hesitation in our minds. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. Most of what we fear never actually happens. And even if it does, so what? Failure is not the end. It is merely a stepping stone on the path to success. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than they can count. The difference between them and those who remain paralyzed by fear? They kept moving forward. They refused to let fear dictate their actions. They understood that progress is born from action, not from endless contemplation. The first step is always the hardest, but it is also the most crucial. Taking that step, even while afraid, is what separates the achievers from the dreamers. Fear shrinks when you move toward it. It thrives in the unknown, growing in power the longer you hesitate. But the moment you take action, its grip weakens. This is because courage isn't the absence of fear. It is taking action despite fear. Think about the worst case scenario. Can you handle it? The answer is almost always yes. Human beings are far more resilient than they give themselves credit for. Most failures are recoverable. Most mistakes can be corrected. And in the rare case that things go truly wrong, the experience still provides valuable lessons that pave the way for future success. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the stronger it becomes. That's why procrastination is fear's greatest ally. The mind magnifies the imagined consequences of failure, making them seem insurmountable. But the only way to beat fear is to act immediately. Action is the antidote to fear. Even small, consistent actions begin to dissolve it. Every step forward, no matter how small, chips away at the illusion of fear's power. Think of fear as a wall that seems unscalable at first glance. From a distance, it appears intimidating, impenetrable. But as you approach it, you begin to see the cracks. And when you take action, when you start climbing, it turns out the wall was never as high as it seemed. Fear is like that. It deceives you into believing that progress is impossible, when in reality, the only thing standing in your way is inaction. Edwin C. Barnes, a man who had a burning desire to work with Thomas Edison. Barnes had no money, no connections, and no clear path to success, only a vision and an unwavering determination. He could have let fear stop him, but instead he took action. He boarded a freight train, arrived at Edison's office, and boldly declared his intent to become his business partner. Though he was initially given a low-level job, he never let go of his dream. Years later, when the opportunity arose, Barnes seized it and became a key figure in Edison's business. His story is a testament to the fact that fear loses its power when faced with decisive action. So, how do you overcome fear? The answer is simple. Face it head on. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no such thing. The only way to diminish fear is to act. Break your goal into smaller steps and tackle them one by one. With each action you take, fear loses its hold on you. The more you confront it, the weaker it becomes. Before you know it, what once seemed terrifying becomes just another challenge to overcome. The truth is, fear only has power if you let it stop you. The greatest enemy of progress is not failure, but the refusal to try. The choice is yours. Will you let fear dictate your future, or will you take control and move forward despite it? The answer to that question will determine the trajectory of your life. Choose wisely. Choose action. Choose progress. 3, destroying procrastination. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? How often has tomorrow turned into next week, next month, next year? Before you even realize it, time has slipped away, leaving you with nothing but unfulfilled plans and lost potential. The truth is, the perfect moment you're waiting for does not exist. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can take control of your life. Procrastination is a silent thief. It disguises itself as preparation, perfectionism, or the need for ideal conditions. You tell yourself you need more time, more knowledge, more confidence. But the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Every delay strengthens the habit of inaction. The only way to break free is to take action. Now, even if it's messy, even if it's small. One imperfect action is worth more than 100 perfect intentions. Start by implementing the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on something for just 5 minutes. That's all. No pressure, no overthinking. Once you begin, you'll likely keep going. Momentum is powerful. It transforms hesitation into progress. The hardest part of any task is the beginning, but once you push past the initial resistance, everything becomes easier. Discipline is key. Distractions are everywhere. Social media, notifications, endless entertainment. If you don't control your environment, it will control you. Set clear deadlines. Break big tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Prioritize consistency over perfection. Small daily efforts compound over time and create massive results. Success is not about doing something once in a while. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Accountability is your ally. Tell someone about your goals. Track your progress. Write things down. When you make a commitment to yourself and others, you create a sense of responsibility that makes it harder to give up. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It's the ability to take action without waiting for the right mood or the perfect conditions. Time is your most valuable resource. Every moment you waste waiting for the right time is a moment you'll never get back. Your future is being shaped right now by what you choose to do or not do. Will you continue to wait, or will you take control and start today? The choice is yours, but remember this: tomorrow is not promised. The only time you truly have is now. So stop waiting. Stop planning endlessly. Take the first step, no matter how small, no matter how imperfect, because action beats inaction every single time. 4, building self-discipline. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to suffer. It's about training yourself to win. It's a mindset, a commitment to excellence, and an unwavering belief in your ability to persevere. Every time you show up for yourself, you prove that you can trust yourself. That trust builds confidence, and confidence fuels success. The key to discipline isn't about making yourself miserable. It's about reinforcing habits that lead to victory. The more you push through discomfort, the easier it gets. The first time you step into discomfort, it feels unbearable. Your mind screams at you to stop, to seek comfort, to return to safety. But if you resist that urge, if you push through even when it's hard, you begin to reshape your mental landscape. You rewire your brain to embrace challenge rather than flee from it. Over time, what once seemed impossible becomes second nature. You develop resilience, a mental toughness that turns obstacles into stepping stones. Discipline isn't about doing what you feel like doing. It's about doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. If you rely on motivation, you'll find yourself at the mercy of your emotions. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. But discipline is different. It doesn't depend on your mood or your level of enthusiasm. It is a conscious decision to take action, whether you feel like it or not. You don't negotiate with your emotions. You don't wait until you feel ready. You don't look for excuses. You simply take action. When the alarm goes off in the morning, you get up. When it's time to work, you work. When challenges arise, you face them head on. This ability to act in spite of emotions is what separates the successful from the stagnant. Success isn't built on motivation. It's built on consistency. Anyone can be motivated for a day, a week, or even a month. But what happens when the excitement fades? What happens when the honeymoon phase is over? That's when discipline takes over. It's not about the grand gestures or the fleeting bursts of inspiration. It's about showing up day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the foundation of all greatness. The people who achieve their dreams aren't necessarily the most talented or the most gifted. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They keep going even when progress is slow, even when they're tired, even when no one is watching. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Like any muscle, it requires training, repetition, and effort. If you want to become disciplined, you have to practice discipline. Start small. Wake up when you say you will. Stick to your commitments. Do the work even when you don't feel like it. These small acts of self-discipline compound over time. They create a sense of personal integrity, a knowing that you can count on yourself. And once you develop that level of trust in yourself, your potential becomes limitless. The greatest rewards in life come to those who do what needs to be done long after the initial excitement has worn off. Anyone can start something, but very few finish. The world is full of people who began with enthusiasm, only to abandon their goals when the journey became difficult. But true discipline is about endurance. It's about staying the course even when you no longer feel like it, even when the path is uncertain, even when progress is invisible. That's when breakthroughs happen. That's when you separate yourself from the rest. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It is the silent force that carries you from where you are to where you want to be. Without it, dreams remain dreams. With it, anything is possible. Discipline is not a punishment, it's a gift. It's the ultimate form of self-respect, the highest act of self-love. It is the key to unlocking your fullest potential. Train yourself to win, and there will be no limits to what you can achieve. 5, using pain as fuel. Pain is a powerful teacher. It can either break you or build you, and the choice is yours alone to make. When faced with adversity, you have 2 options. Succumb to the weight of your suffering or rise above it stronger than before. Pain is inevitable, but growth is optional. The way you respond to life's challenges determines your trajectory. You can let setbacks turn you bitter, or you can use them to make you better. Every successful person has encountered rejection, loss, and failure. No one reaches the pinnacle of success without scars from their battles. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. They do not allow pain to stop them. Instead, they use it as fuel to propel themselves forward. Pain becomes their fire, forging them into something greater. It sharpens the mind, strengthens the spirit, and hardens the resolve. When others crumble, they rise. The next time life knocks you down, do not stay down. Get up. Rise with renewed determination. Let pain push you to be stronger, sharper, and more relentless than ever. Growth is never comfortable, and that is precisely why pain is essential. It forces you to evolve. It stretches you beyond your limits and shatters the illusion of complacency. The best lessons in life emerge from struggle, not from ease. Pain carves wisdom into your soul, molding you into the person you were meant to become. Discomfort is the birthplace of transformation. When you are in pain, you are in transition. It is in these moments that you must make a decision. Will you allow this pain to consume you, or will you harness it? Most people run from pain, but the wise understand that pain is an ally. It is the force that pushes you forward when nothing else will. When you learn to embrace the hard times, you gain an edge over those who shrink from difficulty. You become unshakable. Reframing pain as part of the process changes everything. You no longer fear it. You stop seeing it as an enemy and start recognizing it as a guide. Pain is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of something greater. When you use pain as motivation, you push beyond what you once thought possible. You tap into a reservoir of strength you never knew you had. You become unstoppable. Think of the most resilient people in history. They all have one thing in common. They turned their pain into power. They faced rejection and used it to refine their skills. They suffered loss and used it to deepen their purpose. They endured failure and used it as a stepping stone to success. Pain became their teacher, shaping them into legends. You too have that power within you. You are capable of more than you realize, but only if you are willing to embrace the struggle. Do not shy away from the fire, step into it. Let it forge you into something greater. Every time you feel pain, remind yourself, this is where transformation happens. This is where I grow. This is where I become the person I was meant to be. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path. You will experience moments where the pain feels unbearable. But in those moments, remember, pain is not here to destroy you. It is here to build you. It is here to shape you into someone unbreakable. So when the storm comes, and it will, stand tall. Face the pain. Do not cower. Do not retreat. Embrace it. Use it. Turn it into the fuel that drives you forward. Because in the end, pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. 6, setting clear goals. If you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. Life without goals is like sailing without a compass. You drift aimlessly, never truly arriving at a destination. Goals give you direction, purpose, and something to strive for. They provide clarity in a world filled with distractions, ensuring that every step you take moves you closer to the life you envision. But setting goals isn't enough. You must define them with precision. Vague aspirations like, I want to be successful or I want to be happy, lack the structure necessary for achievement. Instead, set clear, specific, and measurable goals. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want to achieve? By when? How will I measure my progress? The more specific you are, the easier it becomes to create a path forward. Once your goals are defined, break them down into actionable steps. A grand vision can feel overwhelming, but when you deconstruct it into smaller, manageable tasks, it becomes achievable. Each step forward builds momentum, turning what once seemed impossible into an inevitable reality. However, the most critical factor in achieving your goals is action. Without action, goals remain mere wishes, dreams that fade with time. Take action every single day, no matter how small. Consistency compounds over time, leading to massive results. The most successful individuals aren't necessarily the most talented or intelligent. They are the ones who refuse to quit. A goal without a plan is just a wish. To turn aspirations into accomplishments, you must create a roadmap. Write your goals down. This simple act reinforces commitment and enhances clarity. Studies have shown that individuals who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. Once written, break them into monthly, weekly, and daily tasks. This structured approach ensures steady progress and prevents procrastination. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Many people hesitate to take action because they fear failure. But success is not about being flawless, it's about persistence. Focus on progress, not perfection. Learn from setbacks, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Growth comes from action, not hesitation. Accountability is another key element of goal achievement. Hold yourself responsible for your progress, track your efforts, measure your results, and be honest about what's working and what isn't. Self-discipline and personal responsibility separate those who achieve from those who merely dream. If necessary, find an accountability partner, a mentor, friend, or coach who can help keep you on track. Small wins matter. Celebrate them. Each milestone reached is proof that you are on the right path. Acknowledging progress boosts motivation and reinforces positive habits. Success is built on these incremental victories, not just the final achievement. Goals provide clarity and purpose, but only action turns them into reality. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they don't take consistent action. They hesitate, procrastinate, or give up when faced with challenges. But those who persevere, who execute their plans daily, who refuse to quit, these are the ones who achieve success. So define your goals, make a plan, take action every single day. Success is not a matter of luck, it is the inevitable outcome of relentless effort. If you refuse to give up, if you commit to progress, if you stay disciplined and focused, success is not a possibility, it is a certainty. 17-7, developing an unbreakable mind. Set your mindset as the bedrock of everything you do. It determines whether you rise to challenges or crumble under pressure. A weak mindset is like a house built on sand, easily shaken, fragile, and quick to collapse. But a strong mindset is unshakable, thriving in adversity, and transforming obstacles into stepping stones. Every challenge presents an opportunity, but only if you choose to see it that way. Life will test you. It will throw setbacks, failures, and unexpected hardships in your path. A fragile mindset sees these as reasons to give up, as proof that success is out of reach. A strong mindset, on the other hand, reframes these difficulties as lessons. When failure strikes, it doesn't break you, it educates you. It reveals weaknesses that need to be strengthened and strategies that need to be refined. Those who win in life aren't those who avoid failure. They are the ones who embrace it, learn from it, and come back stronger. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," you create a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure. But when you believe in your ability to overcome, you unlock hidden reserves of strength and resilience. The mind is a powerful force, shaping your actions and dictating your results. It all begins with what you choose to believe. A growth mindset is the secret weapon of high achievers. It sees potential in every situation. It doesn't view abilities as fixed, but as things that can be developed with effort and learning. Those who adopt this mindset are always improving, always evolving, and never satisfied with stagnation. They welcome challenges because they know that struggle leads to strength. Every difficulty they face becomes a tool for personal transformation. Strengthening your mindset requires feeding it the right thoughts. Just as a strong body needs the right nutrition, a strong mind needs the right influences. Surround yourself with positivity. People who uplift you, books that inspire you, and messages that fuel your ambition. Cut out negativity relentlessly. The company you keep, the content you consume, and the words you tell yourself all shape your mental state. If you allow toxic influences into your life, they will poison your mindset and drain your potential. Success isn't just about skill or talent. Many people with great abilities fail because they lack the mindset to persevere. True success belongs to those who refuse to quit. The person who keeps going despite obstacles, who gets back up after every fall, who keeps pushing forward no matter what, that is the person who eventually wins. It's not about being the smartest or the most gifted. It's about being the one who refuses to give up. When you cultivate a mindset that never surrenders, nothing can stand in your way. Challenges will arise, but they will not defeat you. Failures will happen, but they will not define you. Doubts will creep in, but they will not control you, because you have built a foundation of mental strength. And with that, you can conquer anything. Mindset is everything. Train it, protect it, strengthen it, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined possible. 8, surrounding yourself with winners. You become like the people you spend the most time with. This simple truth dictates the trajectory of your personal growth, success, and overall well-being. The company you keep has a profound influence on your mindset, habits, and choices. Surround yourself with those who push you to be better, and you will inevitably rise to new heights. Humans are social creatures, deeply influenced by the energy, attitudes, and behaviors of those around them. If you immerse yourself in a circle of individuals who inspire, challenge, and hold you accountable, you will find yourself adopting similar traits. These people will push you beyond your comfort zone, forcing you to confront your limitations and surpass them. They will expect more from you than you expect from yourself, and in turn, you will begin to rise to the challenge. Excellence becomes your standard, not an option. On the other hand, negativity, drama, and excuses are equally contagious. If you surround yourself with those who constantly complain, blame circumstances, or refuse to take responsibility for their actions, you will slowly absorb their mentality. Excuses become normal, mediocrity becomes acceptable. Without realizing it, you begin justifying inaction instead of pursuing growth. The weight of such negativity anchors you down, preventing you from reaching your full potential. Your environment is a reflection of your future. The people you interact with daily either fuel your progress or stifle your ambitions. If you spend time with those who take action, solve problems, and persist despite obstacles, you will start to embody those very characteristics. Their energy, discipline, and mindset will shape your own. When you observe their unwavering commitment to success, it reinforces your own belief that you too can achieve great things. Energy is contagious. Every conversation, every shared experience, and every interaction imprints itself on your subconscious. Choose wisely. If you want to elevate your life, you must first elevate your circle. This requires a conscious effort to seek out those who embody the values and aspirations you hold dear. It means cutting ties with relationships that drain you, limit you, or keep you trapped in old patterns of thinking. One of the most powerful ways to accelerate your growth is by seeking mentors. Mentors are individuals who have already walked the path you aspire to follow. They possess the wisdom, experience, and knowledge that can save you years of trial and error. Their insights challenge your perspectives, force you to think bigger, and provide you with the tools necessary to navigate your journey. A great mentor will not only teach you strategies for success, but will also hold you accountable for executing them. Beyond mentorship, actively build relationships with people who challenge you to work harder and grow stronger. These individuals will push you when you feel like giving up, remind you of your goals when you lose sight, and celebrate your victories when you achieve them. Their presence in your life is a catalyst for transformation. They will call you out when you make excuses, push you when you hesitate, and uplift you when you struggle. Your success is directly influenced by the company you keep. If your inner circle is composed of driven, disciplined, and forward-thinking individuals, you will naturally rise to their level. Conversely, if you are surrounded by negativity, complacency, and mediocrity, your growth will be stunted. Audit your relationships. Identify who adds value to your life and who detracts from it. Be ruthless in eliminating toxic influences and be intentional in cultivating meaningful connection. Ultimately, life is too short to be held back by those who refuse to grow. Your potential is limitless, but it is up to you to position yourself in an environment that nurtures that potential. Choose your circle wisely, for it is the foundation upon which your future is built. Elevate your relationships and you will elevate your life. 9, mastering time management. Time is your most valuable resource. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. Yet many people squander this finite asset on distractions and meaningless tasks, unaware of the irreversible loss. If you want to succeed, you must take full control of how you spend your time. Most people claim they do not have enough time, but the truth is they fail to manage it effectively. Time is the great equalizer. Every person on this planet gets the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between success and failure lies in how those hours are used. The world's most successful individuals do not possess more time than you do. They simply use it more efficiently. The first step to mastering your time is awareness. Track your daily activities and take note of where your time goes. You may be surprised by how much of your day is lost to trivial tasks, unnecessary meetings, and mindless distraction. Identifying these time thieves is crucial if you want to reclaim your schedule. Once you understand where your time is going, eliminate anything that does not serve your goals. Learn to say no to commitments that drain your energy and do not contribute to your progress. People often overload their schedules with activities that serve others' agendas rather than their own. Stop reacting to your day. Start planning it in advance. A well-structured schedule is a powerful tool. Instead of waking up and hoping to be productive, start each morning with a clear plan of action. Define your priorities the night before so you wake up knowing exactly what needs to be done. Break big goals into smaller, manageable daily tasks. This ensures consistent progress and prevents overwhelm. Success is not about perfection. It is about persistence and discipline. Excuses are the enemy of productivity. There will always be reasons to procrastinate, but none of them will bring you closer to your goals. If something is important, make time for it. If it is not, eliminate it. Every minute wasted is a minute stolen from your future. The most successful individuals do not wait for the perfect moment. They create it by using their time wisely. Technology, while useful, can also be one of the greatest sources of distraction. Social media, notifications, and mindless browsing can consume hours without you realizing it. If you find yourself frequently distracted, set boundaries, limit your screen time, disable unnecessary notifications, and schedule periods of deep focused work. Protecting your time from distractions is one of the most valuable habits you can develop. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You must commit to your schedule and hold yourself accountable. Set deadlines for tasks and, more importantly, stick to them. Time is not just about productivity, it is about purpose. Every moment spent working towards your goals is a step closer to the life you envision. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. Productivity is not about working harder, it is about working smarter. It is about knowing what truly matters and dedicating your time to those things. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not intelligence, luck, or talent, is how they use their time. Your future depends on what you do with your time today. Stop making excuses. Stop wasting valuable minutes on things that do not matter. Prioritize, plan, and execute with precision. The clock is always ticking. Make every second count. Set deadlines for tasks, and more importantly, stick to them. Time is not just about productivity, it is about purpose. Every moment spent working towards your goals is a step closer to the life you envision. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. Productivity is not about working harder, it is about working smarter. It is about knowing what truly matters and dedicating your time to those things. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not intelligence, luck, or talent. It is how they use their time. Your future depends on what you do with your time today. Stop making excuses. Stop wasting valuable minutes on things that do not matter. Prioritize, plan, and execute with precision. The clock is always ticking. Make every second count. 10. Embracing failure as feedback. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential component of the journey toward achievement. The most successful individuals in history have failed more times than others have even attempted. Their resilience, persistence, and willingness to learn from failure are what set them apart. Every failure carries a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and a chance to refine one's approach. Too often, people view failure as an endpoint, a definitive verdict on their abilities. In reality, failure is merely feedback, a signal pointing toward necessary adjustments. It is a process of elimination, revealing what does not work so that we can discover what does. The only true failure is giving up, quitting before extracting the lessons hidden within setbacks. One of the main reasons people fear failure is the fear of judgment. Society tends to celebrate success stories while often overlooking the struggles and failures that pave the way to those achievements. This selective narrative creates a distorted perception of success, making failure seem like an anomaly rather than a natural part of the process. The truth is, failure is universal. Every great inventor, entrepreneur, artist, and leader has encountered setbacks. The difference lies in how they respond to failure. They analyze, adapt, and persevere. Instead of viewing failure as a source of embarrassment, we should see it as a badge of effort, proof that we have stepped outside our comfort zones and taken risks. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. The ability to bounce back from failure builds resilience. a trait that is essential for long-term success. When we learn to accept and embrace failure, we become stronger, more adaptable, and more prepared for future challenges. Growth happens in discomfort. Success is not about avoiding mistakes, but about learning from them. The more we fail, the more we grow. This growth mindset transforms failures from roadblocks into stepping stones. Rather than fearing failure, we should train ourselves to see it as an opportunity for self-improvement. Every misstep teaches us something valuable about our skills, our strategies, and even our own mindset. By refining our approach after each failure, we increase our chances of success in the long run. The key is to shift our perspective. When failure is seen as an essential part of progress, it loses its power to discourage us. Instead of being paralyzed by setbacks, we can use them as motivation to push forward. The faster we fail, the faster we learn, and ultimately the faster we succeed. Progress requires persistence, and persistence requires the courage to fail without losing momentum. History is filled with stories of individuals who turned failure into success. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he famously stated that he had not failed. He had simply found thousands of ways that did not work. Similarly, if the most successful people in the world have experienced failure countless times, why should we fear it? The fear of failure holds many back from even trying, but those who embrace failure as a stepping stone to success ultimately achieve greater things. The path to success is not linear. It is filled with ups and downs, setbacks and breakthroughs. What matters most is how we respond to failure. Do we retreat in fear, or do we adjust and move forward? In the end, success is not about never failing. It is about never quitting. Those who achieve great things are not necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They are the ones who refuse to be defeated by failure. They see failure as a teacher, a necessary part of the process, so keep pushing forward, refining your approach, and using failure as feedback. Each failure brings you one step closer to success, making you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The only real failure is giving up. Everything else is progress. 11, the moment of decision. Right now you have a choice. You can continue waiting, hesitating, and making excuses, or you can decide that today is the day everything changes. The day you stop talking and start doing. No more waiting. No more excuses. Just action. Because action is the only thing that will get you to where you want to be. Success doesn't come from wishing, hoping, or dreaming. It comes from doing. Dreams remain dreams unless they are backed by effort and persistence. Many people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, the perfect opportunity, or a sign to begin. But waiting won't bring results. The only way forward is to take that first step, no matter how small. Decide today that you are done waiting, done doubting yourself, done holding back. The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment to start. Conditions will never be 100% ideal. But those who succeed are not the ones who wait for perfection. They are the ones who take action despite uncertainty, fear, or discomfort. They push forward even when the odds seem stacked against them. Take control of your life by taking action now. Every successful person at some point made the decision to start. They didn't wait for confidence to appear magically. They built it through action. The only way to build confidence is by proving to yourself that you can do it. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You just need to begin. Action creates momentum, and momentum fuels progress. Start small if you have to, but start. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Procrastination doesn't just delay success, it kills it. Every day spent waiting is a day wasted, a day you could have used to move closer to your goals. Don't let hesitation rob you of your potential. Force yourself to take action. Push past the excuses, the doubts, and the fears. Fear will always be present, but it loses its power when you act despite it. Step into your power. Recognize that you are capable of more than you think. You have the ability to change your life, to rewrite your story, to create the future you desire. But it all begins with action. Make the decision that from this moment forward, you are unstoppable. Commit to showing up for yourself every single day, regardless of how you feel. Motivation may come and go, but discipline and action are what will carry you through. Success is built on consistency, not fleeting bursts of inspiration. Your future depends on what you do right now. The choices you make today will shape the life you live tomorrow. There is no magic formula, no secret shortcut, only action, persistence, and determination. So, stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Start doing. Your time is now.